Welcome to the Mighty Emotions podcast. I'm your host, Giselle. I'm a certified emotions coach, and I teach you how to respond better to your emotions so you can feel better in your life. My mission is to show you how to work with your emotions to become more emotionally resilient. Your emotions are not designed to overpower you, they're designed to empower you. On this podcast, I share what our emotions are, how to understand them and work with them, and the tools you need to reclaim your power and get unstuck from emotional pain so you can find fulfillment in your life again. I'm so glad you're here. Now let's get into the episode. Hello, Mighty Emotions community. Welcome back to another episode. I'm so excited to be recording this episode because it is the last episode of 2023. I can't believe I'm saying that. Wow. It's also a special episode because rather than releasing it on Tuesday like I normally do, it's being released on Thursday, December 21st. And this is a significant day because this is the podcast birthday. Happy birthday, Mighty Emotions podcast. I can't believe it. 2 years old today. I have been recording this podcast for 2 years. And oh, we're going to talk about it because I've been reflecting so much on the journey. And there are things that I've learned, and there are things that are going to be changing. Nothing dramatic, but definitely this past year has been so transformative and feeling really motivated and inspired for the coming year and beyond for this podcast. So if you have been with me since the beginning, since December 2021, thank you for still tuning in. Thank you for everyone who has shared this podcast, for everyone who continues to come back, who's left a review or a rating on Spotify. Thank you, thank you, thank you. It means so much to me. Thank you to my guests, all the amazing individuals that I've interviewed on the podcast. Definitely go back and listen to those interviews. I've had some amazing guests, and I hope to have more amazing guests in the new year. Definitely. I don't currently have anyone lined up. So if there's anyone you would love to hear a more vulnerable side, like there's somebody that you're like, oh, I wish I could know them more from a vulnerable side and what they feel, what their journey has felt like, then let me know. Put me in touch with them because I would love to have those conversations on here just so we could see how we're all just human, right? We're all human at the end of the day. We all feel things, we all go through things, we all struggle, and we all have areas in our lives where we want to be more satisfied. And so that is what I want to talk about today, actually, because in reflecting, starting this podcast, it was really like on a whim. It was really like, I need to do this. I want to be hearing this kind of content, and I'm just not hearing it. And I've been supporting people behind the scenes. I didn't have any social media. I launched my Instagram page. Eh, and it's been something that's been a journey to kind of update and maintain, and but I really do want to really stand in what I've created and what I'm building here. So I'm going to be a lot more active next year. Hold me to it. That is my desire. I want to be more active next year. I want to be putting out more supportive content for you guys um, because this is really what connects me to what I feel like is my life purpose, which is to share what I've learned that has helped me on my journey, to share the system that I've developed to navigate challenging moments in life and navigate big feelings and navigate stressful situations. I have a system in place. I have steps. I have a process, and it works for me time and time again, no matter what I'm facing, no matter what I'm feeling. And it supports my clients and it allows them to find more joy in their lives. And so I want to have these conversations and discussions so that you, the listener, you're getting you're getting some of that, right? And of course, my book is out there. If you read my book, you have the whole process outlined there for you. But the podcast is where we can really dive into more specific things and topics. And I am planning it out for 2024. Very excited to kick things off in the new year with a new system that I've created for goal setting and vision casting that is going to just really help you set goals aligned with what you need, aligned with what would make you most fulfilled and would make your life most meaningful. Like, we're not just setting goals of things that we, aspire to have, or things that seem cool, or things that seem nice. Like, this process that I've developed, this 7-step process, is going to allow you to craft a vision for your life that is so supportive to you. So I that's coming out in January. Cannot wait to share that with you guys. But it's December as we sit here and I speak to you. And there's been so much reflecting that I've been doing. And the biggest thing is me wanting to share more of my story with you guys, sharing more of how the tips that I share help me, and what that actually looks like. So that's going to be coming to the podcast more in the new year for sure. Definitely more video, connecting with you guys on video and chatting with you guys. It's something that I don't really do. I haven't really done. Um, but I really want to commit to showing up. It's part of my goals for 2024. Oh, to show up and to do that, because I want you guys to get to know me, because Mighty Emotions was created from, a desire, a deep need, not even a desire, like a need to heal, and a need to find joy in my life, and a need to stop being so miserable. And people see me now and they think, "Oh, you're so positive, Giselle. You're so good at your emotions. You're so good at knowing what you need." But if you knew me 10 years ago, oh my God, 10 years and beyond, like, I was so traumatized from life. I was so miserable. I was so unhappy. I can't even express to you. And this process saved my life, and the different elements of support that I gained that led me to this process saved my life. I got into a recovery program. If you listen to my episode about my celebrating my clean time and what I've learned from my journey in sobriety, you know, all of this, all of the different steps I've taken to get to where I am today, which isn't perfect, which isn't perfect. Life is imperfect, but that doesn't bother me today as much as it did. You know, I know what truly fulfills me. I know what matters. And that's the thing with my goal setting system. It's a system to help you prioritize what matters. It's a system to help you actually identify the core things that you need, instead of just kind of arbitrarily, doing things. That's why I love systems and processes and guiding principles and all these things, because it keeps us focused on what matters to us. Us, not to the world, not what people say should matter to us, but what actually matters to us. That is what I want for every person in my community, is to craft a life that feels good based on what matters to you, right? This isn't me telling you what your life should look like. I don't care about what it looks like, to be honest. I care about how it feels, and I care about whether your core needs are being met. And that's true for all of my clients. I'm going to definitely be talking more in the new year about what it's like working with me one on one, just because I know there's a lot of people who are interested in, like, what is emotion coaching? What is therapy? And I have recorded an episode on that, but I want to dive deeper into how I support my clients, because there's so many amazing things that come out of those sessions, so many amazing insights and lessons and things that I share with them that I know could help you, the listener. Great reminders, you know, different pieces of their story, obviously anonymously, but different things that they go through, that we all go through, that I've gone through, that you have probably gone through or may go through. So I definitely want to share more about that and what comes out of my client sessions, because it's just, there's so much goodness there. So that's coming to the podcast in 2024. I also want you guys to let me know more of what you need from me, to, submit your questions through my DMs, through my community. Let me know what you'd like to see, what you'd like to learn about, what you're struggling with, so that I can implement that into the podcast as well, because this is a space for me to support you guys and add value to your lives. And again, the mission behind Mighty Emotions is to help you address what's keeping you unhappy. right? Like when we are unhappy in our lives, it is because there's a feeling we're not facing, there's a need that isn't getting met, and it's not as easy as people will say, to just get over it. It's not as easy to just, move on. It's not a big deal. Like when something bothers us and we ignore it, it festers, it rots within us, and it becomes an obstacle to our needs being met. And when our needs aren't met, we cannot be happy, right? So, really, the cornerstone of Mighty Emotions is helping you reach happiness in your life, achieve satisfaction in your life, whether that's you're unhappy at work, whether you're unhappy in your friendships, whether you're unhappy in your family, whether you're unhappy with yourself, right? There are these three pillars of all of our lives, right? Our emotional side, our interpersonal relationships, and the relationship we have with ourselves. These three pillars like hold us up in our lives. And when one of them is crumbling or when multiple are crumbling, we're going to be really unhappy. We're going to be miserable, even. We're going to be suffering. There's going to be so much pain that we're carrying. We're not going to be able to see beyond that. And it starts off small. It starts off as just being annoyed. Then it turns into distress. Then it turns into dysfunction, and we're not able to show up for our lives, right? We're not able to function. But when we learn how to address it and we have support to address it, because support is a very important element of this, whether that is support through an individual, whether that is support through a system, whether that is support through being part of a community, it's really about how do we have the support that we need in place to restore ourselves when things become challenging, to get back to a space of wholeness, right? And I know that my story and that of my clients, and maybe you, the listener, is feeling so broken, like feeling just fundamentally broken, like something is wrong with me. And I can't figure out why I feel things so strongly, or why this affects me so much, or why whatever, whatever, whatever. And this process, the Mighty Emotions method, the process that I take my clients through, the process that I share with you on the podcast, this is what has allowed me to see my wholeness, to be restored, right? It is through addressing what I'm feeling, it is through addressing what needs aren't getting met that I'm able to feel restored and to feel whole and to know my worth and to show up in that way. And I want to be clear that it's not something that I do on my own, right? It's not something that I do on my own. I have these supportive structures and systems and communities and people in place, right? Because so often we think, oh, I'm just going to suppress this and I'm just going to deal with this on my own. And it's like, no, no, let someone help you. Let someone help you. And so these are the values of Mighty Emotions that I don't feel like I've really articulated as well as I would like to, but it's changing. It's changing for 2024, okay? For 2024, I want you to let someone help you. For 2024, I want you to be happier. Wherever that unhappiness lies in your life, I want you to be happier and I want you to learn that emotion management. I want you to learn those interpersonal skills. I want you to learn how to build that relationship and restore that relationship with yourself. And to have that toolkit, right? Ultimately, that toolkit that allows us to fix it when it's broken because we're not broken. Sometimes life breaks down. Sometimes situations, relationships that are no longer serving us, these things break down. But as long as we remember that we are not broken, right? And we remember that these emotions that we're experiencing are experiences that we're going to go through. And when we have a process, we can clearly see the beginning and the end, right? We're not just lost in the middle, right? How can we take care of ourselves? How can we let others help us and support us? How can we take the action that is going to lead us to greater satisfaction in our lives? That is what this space is. So, for everyone listening, for everyone a part of this community, I just love you and I send you so much love and I'm so grateful for you because we're building a world of more emotionally safe individuals. We are building a world that is more empathetic and compassionate. And I don't know if anyone would disagree, especially with, the things that we've seen. I don't think anyone would disagree with wanting a more compassionate world, like where people are happier, they're not hurting others. Hurt people. And I want to see a world where we are healing and helping one another. So, Mighty Emotions is really here to create this movement that is going to build a more compassionate world. I'm a mother, and becoming a mother was a big wake up call to me about what I'm contributing to this world. And that's probably what led me to start this, if I'm being honest, is becoming a mother and realizing that I have a responsibility to my child and to her future in a certain way, right? Not that I'm going to tell her what her future is going to be or craft that. She's here to become her own person. But what am I contributing to the world that I'm leaving behind for her? That became really important to me. And whether you're a parent or not, maybe you have younger siblings, maybe you have younger cousins, you know, we all share a responsibility in the community that we create. I want us to create a more loving, compassionate community. And we can't do that when we're all walking around unhappy and unfulfilled and not addressing it. It can't happen if we're not addressing it, right? So, how are we going to build a more compassionate world? We've got to start with ourselves. I know it's so cliche, but we've got to be the change we want to see. And we need to start by showing that compassion to ourselves, getting honest, getting gentle, processing what's coming up for us, addressing the areas of our lives where we're unhappy, not sitting in it because we're not helpless. I felt helpless for a very long time. I felt like I could not be helped. I was broken. I was hopeless. And here I sit before you with a completely different life. If you've read my book, I open up talking about how suicidal I was, right? And today I'm looking at the future. I'm actually planning for a future. I'm excited for it because I know what to prioritize and I know what matters today. And I want to help you find what matters to you and build a life based on that. And you can't do that if you're not addressing what you really feel. You can't do that if you're not actually honest with yourself, right? So we're building a more compassionate world with Mighty Emotions. We're building a world of more emotionally mature adults. We're building a world of people who love themselves and are compassionate enough to say, you know what? I'm going to do something about this. I'm going to do something. I'm going to let someone help me. I'm going to take action. I'm going to move forward. And we're going to create such an amazing future for all of us. And I just, there's all these things that are going to come up along the way, all the roadblocks, all the challenges, but we're going to move through them. Together, we're going to push through them. We're going to overcome them, right? And we're going to learn from them and we're going to use them as bricks to build where we're going. That's how we get through life, right? It comes with the good, it comes with the bad, it's the both and we are going to be be human. We're going to be human. We're going to move through it. We're not going to let it destroy us, right? So thank you for being on this journey with me thus far. I hope you stay with me because where we're going, guys, it's going to be amazing, right? I feel so energized and clear about what Mighty Emotions is here to do. And I'm really, really excited to show up for you guys. And I hope that you'll show up with me. I hope that you will be my support. The more you engage with me, the more it's going to motivate me to keep going in the moments that are challenging for me, guys. I'm human too. And there are moments where I'm like, ugh, does anyone care what I'm saying? So please leave reviews, message me, let me know if this episode or the episodes are impacting you because that supports me. And this is a community where we support each other. And I love knowing that what I'm doing is helping you, is adding value for you. and you listening and you participating and you taking away something and applying it to your life and feeling better in your life, that is fuel for me. So please, please, please reach out to me. Let me know, connect with me. Let's stay connected. I'm so excited for 2024 and beyond. Thank you, thank you, thank you for being here. And remember, be gentle with yourself. Close out this year with grace. Be present. Because New Year, guys, there is exciting things planned. We're going to be goal setting together in January. It's going to be amazing. So until then, happy holidays to you. Thank you for listening. I love you for listening. And I'll see you on the next episode. Bye. Thank you so much for listening to today's episode. It would mean so much if you could subscribe, leave a review, share with your friends and family, and let me know what you think by going to my Instagram at mighty_emotions and connecting with me and letting me know what you loved about today's episode. It really means a lot that you support this podcast, and I love coming to you each week with a new episode. So be sure to subscribe, let me know what you think, and take care of yourself.